All right, buckle up because we're about to get into part one of It Ends with Lawsuits, aka the timeline of events that Bryan Freedman just put out all over the internet for us to dig through. But first, yes, the voices in this video are AI generated. No, we're not out here deep faking real people. So if you think this is some Black Mirror situation, relax. It's just me and my totally copyright free voices. Okay, and Baldoni's receipts. Now, let's talk about the timeline recently uploaded by Bryan Freedman, the punisher of all lawyers. If you don't know who Freedman is, just know that if Hollywood had an Avengers lineup, he'd be Nick Fury. The man does not miss. And this timeline, it's not just tea, it's a full buffet, okay? And here's what I need y'all to understand. Defamation cases take forever. If Baldoni had waited a year to get into discovery, his career would have been 6 feet under before he even got a court date. And that's the playbook. Drag it out, let the headlines do the job, and by the time the truth comes out, it's too late. But Freedman, he's playing chess now, not checkers. This isn't just about Baldoni and Lively. This is about how the media machine operates, how narratives are manufactured, and how lawyers are adapting to fight back in real time. Now, here's where I'm going to be objective for a second. The reality is that the New York Times wouldn't have had access to a lot of these documents when they wrote their article. This lawsuit timeline, it's not really about proving defamation in court, in my opinion. This is Baldoni fighting back in the court of public opinion. The goal isn't just to beat the lawsuit. The goal is to control the narrative. And honestly, so be it, okay? The other guy started it first, and I think this should be allowed to defend yourself. So let's get into it. Here's part one of the official lawsuit timeline posted on the lawsuitinfo.com, covering pages 1 through 8 of the timeline. Grab a snack because it's about to get messy. All right, guys, make sure that you follow and subscribe because I got a whole full-time startup that I'm running and I'm doing this all for you. Don't get paid on any other social media channel, but we're over here on YouTube doing our thing. So I really appreciate you guys. I'm Little Miss Jacob everywhere, and I'm influences on YouTube. So thank you so much for subscribing. Share this with a friend that doesn't want to go through the whole entire lawsuit. And honestly, it's really hard to read some of the text in there. I had to go in deep with AI to get everything transcribed. So again, thank you guys for the support, and here we go. The following timeline is intended to be read in conjunction with Consolidated Plaintiff's First Amended Complaint and is expressly incorporated therein by reference. This document provides a summarized account of the sequence of key events. January 1st, 2019, Justin emails Colleen about It Ends With Us book.
Justin. Hello, Colleen. Thank you for the info. Wow, it's such a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for being open to having me potentially option your book. Some quick backstory. My purpose and intention in this insane business are simple. Create impact by making content that helps us remember our shared humanity. Content that asks us to be better, to make the hard choice in the moment that one day on our deathbeds, we will be grateful for. It's been a tough road, but an incredible one, as our industry doesn't often reward those of us trying to change culture. Luckily, it's the messages of those that watch the content that are the reward and the lives we have affected. I've always believed the financial reward will come, but it's not the primary motivation. As Johanna may have told you, I am building, and got funding, for a company whose mission is to tell high-end, meaningful stories. And I just finished my first film with my second setup at WB going this fall, based on T+5 short doc I directed 7 years ago. Also, if you'd like to see an early screening of 5 Feet Apart, I'm sure I could make that happen as well. Where are you based? Just wanted to tidy up the reviews I read for the book. This one stood out to me and makes me so excited to potentially work with you. Your fans love you. What a gift you have. Of all the heroines I've ever read, Lily was most certainly one of the ones I admired the most. I know I loved her from the first few pages, but having finished the book, I truly couldn't be prouder of her. Her strength and conviction over the course of this story made her into a heroine I'd want every girl and woman to read about and look up to. She was so real and vulnerable, as we all are, but the strength with which she took control of her life was admirable on such a deep level. I just wanted to hug her and cheer. I don't think I've been this proud of a fictional character before. There's an incredibly powerful message in this book that is very subtly woven in from the start. It begins in the first chapter, but you don't yet realize how significant each of these moments truly are. And as you read more, these pieces of the story come together, forming a scenario that gives such a raw, honest portrayal of an incredibly relevant issue. I'm not mentioning it on purpose, because I don't want you to expect it. The fact that it's unexpected for you as the reader is very important, because it's also unexpected for the heroine. As she begins to realize what kind of situation she's in, so do you. And this realization very much allows you to experience her journey with her. Yes, please send over an ebook, but I also just purchased it on paperback as I like supporting authors.
April 11th, 2019. When It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover watched director Justin Baldoni's 5 Feet Apart in theaters, she told Baldoni, "You are the right person to make this movie," referring to It Ends With Us.
Justin, I'm finally coming up for air from the release of the film, but still shooting Jane for another 2 weeks. By the way, were you able to see it? Would love to know your thoughts. We actually started filming the first episode today. So grateful. So I haven't been able to get It Ends With Us off my mind. Such an important story. So damn romantic and beautiful and tragic and hopeful. I always say that both in art and life, all the best stories are always two things at once. And this is so much what your book is. Joy and pain. Love and sorrow. You did such a beautiful job of covering incredibly difficult subject matter and playing it out in a realistic and unforgettable way. But what I love the most is the opportunity to let so many women feel seen on the screen via this particular story. I can't even imagine how many women there are who are stuck in a relationship like this, and via this story could find the strength to create a better life for themselves and for their children. There are so many opportunities to partner with organizations and create impact with a story like this. I love that you held nothing back from the pain of Lily and Ryle's past. I love that there really are no bad guys, and that we are the sums of our experiences and our trauma. I love the opportunity for narration and the stunning and gorgeous impact of the title payoff at the end. These are the kind of stories that change and save lives. And I believe this story in particular can continue to have a huge impact on the world. S.O. If you will have me, I would love to option it. From you. On a separate note, the screenplay for 5 Feet Apart was adapted into a novel and has been on the New York Times bestseller list since before the release of the movie last month. I know you have your charity, and I would be happy to donate some signed copies for the Bookworm Box. Let me know what you think. Much love, Justin.
April 11th, 2019. When It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover watched director Justin Baldoni's 5 Feet Apart in theaters, she told Baldoni, "You are the right person to make this movie," referring to It Ends With Us.
Colleen, thank you so much for the email. I wasn't expecting you to read it so quickly. I would love to talk with you more about the project. You get the book, and that's the most important thing to me. My big fear is that I'll option it to someone who thinks it's a hot romance, and they'll take it in the absolute wrong direction. I'm going to be upfront with you about a couple of things so you can decide if you want to move forward. I've sold several film options, and I realize not all of them get made, and I'm okay with that. One of the film options was not a great experience. The producers started a fundraising campaign for the film without my knowledge or permission beforehand, and ended up taking over $100,000 from my readers. The film was never made, my option was never paid, and I ended up pulling the plug on the project. The producers never refunded the readers their money. I felt terrible that my readers were the ones punished, so I mailed out $15,000 worth of free products to those who donated to their campaign. I want to be positive that crowdsourcing is not something that will be done when it comes to this film. It's important to me that a funding plan is in place that won't affect the supporters of this book. While that experience wasn't a positive one, I had a wonderful experience working with a producer on Confess. It was a 7-episode series that was picked up by Awesomeness TV and Go90. But unfortunately, right before it released, Go90 declared they were shutting down. Because of that, Confess released on an already defunct platform just a week before they were scheduled to shut down. Luckily, my readers got to watch it, so not all was lost. The overall experience was so much fun and very surreal. I didn't really have a lot of involvement beyond reading the script and getting the dailies. I just handed it over and let them do their thing because I was immersed in other projects at the time. It Ends With Us is important to me, though. I would love more involvement on this film. I've actually been working on a script for it already, along with a producer friend of mine who lives in LA. Her name is redacted, and she is a very dear friend of mine and is a huge fan and supporter of this book. We sat down for a week and outlined it last month, but I had to put a pause on it because I'm on deadline for this book I'm writing. We planned on picking it back up in 2 weeks and diving into it. Even though I'm the author, I believe I've been able to separate myself enough from the format of the book to know what would make the best setup for the film. While I do want to please the readers who have read the book, I understand the need to make a film that will equally touch those who haven't read the book. Are you based out of Los Angeles? Maybe we can meet and have a chat about our vision for the film to make sure we're on the same page. I'm based out of Texas, but I'm in LA a lot. Other than ensuring my readers won't be asked to donate to the fundraising for a film and hoping to have more involvement in the process when it comes to the script and production, I don't really have any other requests. I realize your experience with film far outweighs mine, and based on the magnificent adaptation you did of 5 Feet Apart, I'm confident you could do this book justice and that our visions will align. I watched the film 2 nights ago and immediately started the book yesterday. Sometimes I like to do it backwards. I think you did a wonderful job, and even though I'm not finished with the book yet, I feel like the essence of it was captured beautifully through film.
April 12, 2019. Hoover suggests Baldoni portray Ryle in the film.
Colleen, have you given any thought to whether you would want an acting role in this? Say maybe, Ryle. I could see it.
April 12th, 2019. Hoover suggests Baldoni portray Ryle in the film.
Colleen, have you given any thought to whether you would want an acting role in this? Say maybe, Ryle. I could see it.
Justin, I haven't thought about it, but I'm open to it. I'll definitely consider it. I'm more focused on directing and making sure we do the story justice.
May 8th, 2019, Justin options the book It Ends With Us from Colleen Hoover.
Justin, Colleen, I'm thrilled to move forward with this project. I've secured the funding, and we're ready to start developing the script. I'll keep you involved every step of the way.
Colleen, that's great to hear, Justin. I'm excited to see where this goes.
September 16th, 2022, Baldoni connects with a representative from the nonprofit organization No More, which raises awareness and acts to end domestic and sexual violence with the intention of partnering on the film. The representative followed up with an email to Baldoni shortly thereafter.
No More representative Justin, it was great connecting with you today. I'm really excited about the possibility of partnering with Wayfarer on this film. Let's set up a time to discuss further.
Justin, thank you. I'm looking forward to working together on this important project.
September 23rd, 2022. Wayfarer partners with Sony. Their agreement includes, at Wayfarer and Baldoni's insistence, a requirement that 1% of the film's proceeds be donated in support of survivors of domestic abuse. That 1% was ultimately earmarked for the organization No More.
Justin, this is a big step forward. I'm glad we were able to include the donation to No More in the agreement. It's important that this film has a real impact.
December 31st, 2022, Lively agrees to take the lead role of Lily Bloom.
Justin, Blake, I'm so excited to have you on board. I think you're going to bring something really special to this role.
Blake, thank you, Justin. I'm really looking forward to it. This story means a lot to me.
January 13th, 2023, Baldoni and Wayfarer develop marketing ideas for the film. They share these campaign ideas with Sony, including an idea for Lily Bloom pop-up shops nationwide, each of which would provide access to resources and safe houses for domestic violence victims. They also sought to partner with the nonprofit No More, which raises awareness and acts to end domestic and sexual violence. Email subject: It Ends With Us campaign concepts.
Hi, it was great meeting with everyone to discuss the vision for the 3 pre-production social videos and initial content and campaign concepts. I've attached an overview of the topics covered during our call. We're excited to partner and bring EWU to current and new fans in creative ways. Thanks and have a lovely weekend. Best redacted.
Pre-premiere campaign attachment. Nationwide Lily Bloom pop-up shops. Fun and sexy floral shop around the country. Justin and, if possible, other cast to show up impromptu for photos, book signings, maybe even working in the shop. partner with a domestic abuse organization, No More, and local shelters to facilitate access to resources and safe houses. Early fan screenings across the country. Cast flies from screening to screening before premiere. 5 feet apart model.
Justin, I think the pop-up shops could be a great way to connect with the audience and provide real resources for those in need. Let's pitch this to Sony.
January 22nd, 2023. Lively introduces Baldoni to her friend and celebrity trainer, who would later become Baldoni's trainer as well. January 23rd, 2023, Baldoni and the trainer start collaborating, with the trainer delivering Baldoni's workout program on February 26th.
Justin. Hey, Redacted. Justin Baldoni here, a new friend of Blake's. We are working together on a film. I'll be headed your way first week of March for 4 months.
Trainer. Great to meet you, Justin. Happy to discuss. Let's jump on a call at some point.
February 9th, 2023, Lively and Baldoni exchange texts. She jokes with Baldoni that she is 20 pounds from her goal weight. Baldoni responds by disliking the message. Lively thanks Baldoni for his friendship and support.
Blake texts Baldoni, "Your friendship support helped me with that also, so thank you. Not holding to anything professionally, just thank you for the friendship side in the meantime."
Justin. For real. Was worried about you. That's so much to hold. Hell, I'm really happy for you. I bet you feel 1,000 pounds lighter.
Blake, I really, really do. Only 20 pounds to go. Rolling laughing emojis.
Justin. Disliked. Only 20 pounds to go. Sends rolling laughing emoji.
February 14th, 2023. Baldoni begins writing and sending script revisions to Lively, all the while also building rapport with his co-star and lead actress. Lively responds, "You're safe here," indicating he need not worry about his choice of words and could speak freely.
Justin texts Blake. Perfect. Justin. Thanks. It's left over from the book tour from months ago, but nice to see people still care about it. Smiling emoji.
Blake, hugging emoji, orange emoji.
Justin. Been deep into writing, really fun with you in mind. Fun, not the right word. Facepalm emoji, exciting, smiling emoji.
Blake, smiling emoji, hugging emoji. You're safe here.
Justin. Red heart emoji.
February 17th, 2023, Lively shares her concerns with Baldoni about having her body ready for the forthcoming sex scenes their characters would shoot, asking, "What's the chance we can do body scenes at the end of the schedule?" Baldoni tries to reassure Lively that she doesn't need to stress about her body and emphasizes his determination to work collaboratively with her to ensure her comfort.
Blake, kicking ass. But it's still a ton of work with not a ton of time. What's the chance we can do body scenes at the end of the schedule?
Justin. I'm sure you are. Honestly, there's 1 billion moving parts to schedule right now. I just turned in the rewrite, and so they are hard at work. So much of it comes down to locations and the other cast availability, etc. So, to be really honest, I have no clue. What I want you to know, you will look amazing. Anything you are insecure about, we will talk through and get creative together and make you comfortable. I just don't want you to stress about your body. It's the last thing you need. As soon as I have a rough schedule that's even remotely accurate, I'll share, and I'll make sure the team keeps this in mind.
Blake, thank you for your voice memo. It is deeply appreciated. You are everything you promised to be as a collaborator. Thank you. I know my job here, and this piece is in big part my job here. We both understand the assignment, as actors in the roles, but also as producers, and also as marketers. We understand artistically, yes, but we get what we need to do in all aspects for this movie commercially. As woke as we both are and work to be, this movie requires a certain aesthetic. It's a part of the job that we both excitedly signed up for. I don't shy away from it because it's not problematic. It's the assignment. Like when someone is about to start an athletic event. It's their job to be in top shape. My husband and I both look at certain roles as athletic events. And this is one of them. It's not always a part of the job, but on this one it is. And that's great. As much as I'd love to not think about it, that would be irresponsible and also impossible, because it's unrealistic to not acknowledge what I need to do. This is my job here. And I meet my responsibilities with extreme work ethic. I look for solutions to achieve my high goals instead of lowering my goals. We all win when we're each firing at our highest capabilities. And you and I both are. And will continue to. I just need as much time as possible because I just had my 4th baby. I understand that you'll never personally know all the nuances of the challenges unless you lived this physical moment in time. I'm in with this physical road ahead. So having your understanding and support to help me pull this off is critical. And very, very appreciated. Not just in my experience now, but also healing from experiences past. So we are gonna kill it. And be so fit they have to Lola us to look less bangin'.
February 26, 2023, Baldoni's trainer provides him with a workout program.
Trainer, here you go. 4 things. 1. The jumps are to be low intensity, and this is to improve performance. Go 50% intensity for the first few weeks. 2. Let's sub the dead stop rows for chest-supported rows. 3. Stay out of lumbar extension. Your low back should not arch. 4. Week 1 should be 70 to 80% intensity. Do not push and add the cardio like we discussed. Let's jump on a call after you review.
Justin. Amazing, can't wait to check it out. Thank you.
February 28, 2023, Baldoni and Reynolds exchange text messages expressing mutual respect.
Justin texts Ryan. Hey Ryan, Justin Baldoni here, the guy who brought his literal baggage to his meeting with your wife. I asked Blake for your number well over a month ago, and have wanted to text you for a while now. But my nerves got the best of me. Emily and I have a very small circle. We live out in the country in Ojai and pretty much just hang out with each other. We've known all our closest friends for years, and I don't really have any close female friends that my wife isn't also friends with, let alone married ones. And so I guess this is just an awkward text to say, I'd like to be friends. I'm happy there's no check yes or no box. Blake also sent the sweetest message to my wife, unprompted, saying something similar, which just made me respect her and your union even more. I've been a supporter and admirer from afar of both of yours for years. You're in a class of your own, and I so appreciate the way you move through the world as a man, but also you both as a couple. Your work-family balance and the way you both manage to show up not just as a husband, but as a father is so beautiful. I aspire to have that balance and also find myself struggling with it a lot. Your support of her doing this movie meant the world to me. And when Blake told me that one of the reasons she and you leaned in was because of the love I have for my wife, it was by far one of the most meaningful reasons I've ever had someone want to work with me. I hope my late-night texts with your wife haven't been too annoying, and I am really looking forward to all of us spending time together. My family is coming for half the time, which is going to be hard for me as we haven't spent more than a week apart in 11 years, but we will make it work. And I know my kids are excited to make some new friends in yours. I'm going to do everything I can to get Blake out at least a few days earlier than before. The schedule is still being worked on, and I know how important it is for all of you. Unreadable, but I'll do whatever I can. And finally, congrats on your gorgeous son. That kid sure won the lottery up there to get to choose you both as parents. Okay, that's the end of my vulnerability vomit. All that to say, looking forward to seeing you all, and maybe we can get a workout or two in. While I prep, I'm excited to work with Redacted. Strong arm emoji.
Ryan. Hey Justin, sorry for the delay. I've been in a writing cave and the girls are sick. Again. I'm told they have an immune system, but it's in beta testing. What a loving and generous message. Thank you. We're both looking forward to getting to know you and your family better. We're also big fans over here, since before we met, and more so after. You've been a wonderful collaborator with B, and that means a great deal to both of us. Being a stand-up person is everything, and you've been just that since day one. Thank you. You've hit the jackpot with B. She literally passes on every film and every filmmaker all the time. But one thing I know, and I speak from a deep wellspring of experience here, having her in your court behind the scenes, as a creative, is invaluable. I'm certain I would say the same. Some of the greatest creative decisions I've made are, in fact, Blake. The same goes for Redacted. The acting is a small piece of a pretty astounding patchwork quilt of creativity. More than anything, I rely on her taste. Far beyond movies, I rely on her taste for all institutionalized creative output. It's something I can see in both of you. I'm excited for you to work together. I'm excited for Blake to work with someone as dynamic as you. This is going to be incredible. And thank you for understanding what it means to me personally to have my family reunited as soon as possible. Nothing means more to her either, I can promise you. We're hardwired for keeping our family together. It's how to win us, and also how to kill us when we can't. We never split up. Ever. It was a huge thing for us on this film. I tried to push our start date, but Marvel booked studios last July, and Unreadable family together. It's how to win us, and also how to kill us when we can't. We never split up. Ever. It was a huge thing for us on this film. I tried to push our start date, but Marvel booked studios last July, and Unreadable. The timing was tested. I've been frantically smashing out my third pass of the script to address structural changes, but mostly to get our budget down and shorten the shoot, so I can fly back with the girls when school starts. We see and appreciate that you already moved significantly to make it work with her schedule because of the film she'd already committed to, which thankfully she was able to gracefully pull off. She tried before but didn't share how hard. All this to say, I'd have your fine producer's face tattooed to my perineum if he, she, they can figure out how to start 2 weeks earlier. Completely understand how big of an ask that is. But the perineum is one of the most nervy parts of the unreadable. You already moved significantly to make it work with her schedule because of the film she'd already committed to, which thankfully she was able to gracefully punt. She tried before but didn't share how hard. All this to say, I'd have your line producer's face tattooed to my perineum if he, she, they can figure out how to start 2 weeks earlier. Completely understand how big of an ask that is. But the perineum is one of the most nervy parts of the human body to expose to trauma. So, looking forward to seeing you, and thank you again for all you're doing. I happen to adore you, Justin. XO.
And though she be but little, she is fierce. Cuts through the noise with words that pierce. It's not just wit, it's how you move. Every challenge fuels the groove. It's the rhythm of the bold, the beat of the free, the sound of ambition, the way it should be. Step by step, let the groove take control. Turn the highs and lows into pure gold. This is the show. This is the vibe. The Little Miss Jacob groove is alive. Woo. Yeah, yeah. Bullies beware, she's calling it out. No room for doubt, she'll flip the whole route. This is the Little Miss Jacob show, where the real ones rise and the rest lay low.